ever. So waiting now for the guys to come green. Still taking a long time in the pits, I think. Maybe just grabbing his drink before he starts. I always have a drink of water next to me when I race. See the crowd going wild in the background there. So fast that they're not actually moving. You see the marshal just above the lights there with the green flag, waiting for that flag to drop as we come into the last preparations of the race. Now waiting for the to drop. Here comes the klaxon. And we are away. It looks like a good start from Vermeulen there on the outside. Looks like Schumweit on the inside though had a bit of an appalling start from what I can see. Patvis and Brandsma has got past him there, so all the work Schumweit in qualifying has come to nothing as he's lost 3 positions off the start. McGlade passed as well, coming now down to Maggots for the first time, and you see the car snaking round, and that's an appalling start for Arne Schumweit, down to 5th place already.
Yeah, and it's going from bad to worse. He couldn't hook up the apex there, and he's going to get mugged by Alan van der Hoek there, so he's going to lose yet another position, and he indeed falls back to 6th place. Carsten Deingard's going to have a bit of that as well, but that is not the start he wanted.
We're on board now with Lewis McGlade. He's come up to 4th place, so a good start for him. He's behind Peter Branson. Behind us is Arne Schumweit, but the gap with Schumweit already is up to half a second. Behind that, Van der Hoek is half a second behind him, and Ross Downing completes the train behind there. But you see how close these guys are at the start there. Lewis McGlade so much faster off the last corner, actually giving Peter Branson a little bump. Then come on, get on with it. We've got places to be.
Well, he needs to get on with it because Schumweit seems to have got the second half of that lap hooked up nicely and is looking to challenge Lewis McGlade down into Copse, but I don't think he's very late on the brakes, and he's right up behind McGlade there, but McGlade keeps it nice and tidy, and he lives to fight another lap.
Just watching them all come through again. It's also awesome seeing this long TV camera here. We do get a bit of an issue for sound, but you just see them all come through and you get an idea of scale, just how many cars are taking to battle today. As Schumweit looks around the outside of McGlade, he might try and cut back the fingers of these Clios. You can run it wide and keep the pace going, and you can you'll get through the corner just as fast as we come up the straight for the last time. Watching Van der Hoek now on the onboard camera. He's just behind these guys. You see the gap between 6th place now and the top 5 has grown dramatically.
Yeah, Schumweit looking to go around the outside of Lewis McGlade of this front-running pack, as you say there, but it's not going to happen. But Peter Brandsma is looking to challenge Pakvis in the last few corners of this lap, so there's nothing to choose between these 5, with Alan van der Hoek sitting there in 6th place.
Yeah, we're watching from Van der Hoek. He is our camera car right now as Arne Schumweit can sure to hit all the bars on the inside there coming up the straight. Silver Vermeulen setting the fastest lap of the race, pulling away over half a second at the lead at the moment, and you see how these cars dive into the first corner, try and grab a bit of curb on the inside, then run wide on the outside. But Glade with the fastest time, probably enough now, so and Hector Thompson sets the fastest time down in 9th place. What's he doing down there?
It's a very good question. I'll see if I can find out. But Lewis McGlade is certainly the man on the move at the moment, but he's very, very wide in that section of the circuit, and that's going to hurt him. But he's got great slipstream off Pakvis's car, and he should be able to pass Brandsma. He's going to be on the outside on the wrong line for this left-hander, but he's got to be a little careful because Arne Schumweit's late on the brakes there, and he shows his intention up the inside, and Schumweit's using all of the track and more, so he closes right up behind McGlade for yet more fighting.
Yes, this is not where Schumweit would want to be at the end of the 3rd lap. People are wanting to be challenging Vermeulen out there, but now Vermeulen has the time to make the gap, to make it count and go from there. Pakvis 2nd place, a good run for him so far. Brandsma 3rd, McGlade 4th as we come across the line to start another lap. Now let's see how late Schumweit brakes for the first corner. He's going to have a look up the inside. 193 k's as we cross the line, and no, he decides to go a bit wider here. Going a little bit too wide, having to come off the throttle a little bit to avoid the cut there and losing a bit more time to McGlade, and the cars in front behind get a little bit closer.
Tara Dahlberg's start wasn't one of the best. He's in 8th place. Hector Thompson is right behind him and challenging, with Pete Bingham following suit there. Carsten Deingard, also another name I'm not expecting to see out of the top 10. But there's a lot of action down the second half of this grid.
You can see now, looking at the cars all over the track coming down into the stadium section now. Here they are all coming in, line astern at the back, but all these cars are too wide down the straight. First 2 are too wide, second 2 are too wide, coming and sorting out now, coming through the last section to calm down. And Lewis McGlade's up the inside of Schumweit. I think Schumweit tried to go around the inside coming into the section there, but McGlade held the line on the outside, and then you see Schumweit just putting a wheel onto the gravel. That's not what you want. That's going to slow him up very quickly.
Yeah, he's really trying to maximise every square inch of this circuit to try and get an advantage. But he almost had Lewis McGlade there, who tripped up behind Brandsma, running wide on the brakes, and it's going to cost him. You don't want to give Schumweit too many opportunities.
No, you don't. And again, we ride on board with Schumweit going around the outside of Lewis McGlade. Will he make it stick coming down here? He's on the wrong part of the track to make an overtake, but he's going to try and brake very late. And you can see braking very late, and McGlade brakes even later, outbrakes himself, hits Schumweit, goes very wide, puts himself out of contention for that 5th place. And now Ross Downing looking up the inside of Schumweit. Schumweit just can't catch a break.
Alan Van Hock's going to pick up a well-deserved place there from Schumweit, making it 4th place. Unless Schumweit, he is late on the brakes. He retakes the position. Can he hang on to it? Van Hock's got the better line, but no, Schumweit holds on to it, desperately late on the brakes there, and he lives in 4th place at this time.
Fantastic stuff from the guys out there right now. Our camera likes to default to Michael O'Brien so far. He's running in 20th place. Action all up and down the field. We're trying to cover as much as we can. Obviously trying to give a little bit of attention to the guys up front, because that is where the points are. That's what we're interested in. Coming now through Copse again one more time. We're watching Alan van der Hock harry on Schumweit. Lewis McGlade has lost quite a few positions. He's down in 9th place now, but he's going to serve as a very nice camera car for us watching the fights ahead of him.
Yeah, that is why it is really important to get everything right. There is nothing to choose between these drivers, and Lewis McGlade has shown an example of how much it can cost you if you get it wrong, and he's got it wrong a second time there, coming out of that right-hander. It's going to cost him momentum towards Hector Thompson. Now, he's not going to have a very easy time getting past Mr. Thompson.
No, we're seeing a lot of people really harrying their tyres, really getting the hurry up going on, and I think that we're going to see that come back to bite them as the race goes on. I've only seen Tero Dolberg block up once so far, so maybe Tero being a bit more patient out there. I mean, Cyril out front by 1.5 seconds. He's been doing very well. But other than that, I think everyone else has been very very hard so far. So this could be very interesting as we get into the end of our 25-minute race.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of racing left here. And I'm just looking at lap times, and Cyril Verdmuller dropped off a little bit, a few tenths on that lap. I'm wondering whether he's thinking about tyre management. He's 1.6 seconds in front of 2nd place, so he's got a little bit in hand, so he can afford to do a bit of tyre management if he wants at this stage. Peter Brandsma is not dropping off the pace, so what you see from Brandsma is everything he's got, and he's very consistent indeed.
That's the thing though, if Brandsma is out front pushing it, giving him 110%, he is going to wear those tyres a lot quicker than Cyril Vermeulen, who appears to be cruising at this point.
Yeah, Packvis is going to challenge Brandsma for 2nd place then, and he makes a good move. Brandsma's going to have the cutback, but I think it's too late. Too little, too late. Packvis is on the inside, so providing you just hang on the apex a little bit longer, he picks up the 2nd spot.
But this is it now. Brandsma is now right up behind Packvis. And this is a fight that definitely isn't over. And we're going up now to, we're coming across the start-finish line, looking into Copse. We'll see if we can get on board with Peter Brandsma, give you a driver's eye view of what this looks like. Here we go, coming through Copse now. And you see how close we are to the back of Ivo Packvis, that driver number 3 car, one of the reserve cars. We may see him in a different livery next race. I know I've been told there's an update coming up very soon. And so we might see some nice deliveries come in rather than just plain yellow and green. But look how much better Brandsma is on the brakes into there.
Very interesting stuff. I'm keeping a watching brief on Lewis McGlade, as we know he's dropped down to 9th place there, but his lap times are not competitive at this stage. He's 6 tenths off his fastest time, and he's not able to catch Thompson and the Dalberg battle in front of him, so I'm quite surprised at that.
Indeed. Now, I'll give the chat some credit, because I have been stealing some ideas from them as the race has gone on, but we're talking about maybe Tero Dolberg maybe having a flat spot. He's been really hammering those tyres now in the last couple of laps now. We're actually on board with him. He's behind the Eagle Racing cars, the white cars there in front of us, that we attributed Pete Bingham to earlier, but we're actually incorrect. So it may be as the race goes on, he might feel that in the wheel. I mean, we've discussed that before. I mean, how R-Factor 2 is unique in the fact that if you are really abusing those tyres, you are going to feel that in your wheel. You're going to feel the flat spot going around, and that can really put you off. I know the other day I was driving a GT mod, and I actually flat spotted the tyres so hard that I had to stop. I couldn't keep going. The wheel was vibrating so much.
Definitely, and another person who's in danger of flat spotting his tyre is Peter Brandsma there as he tries yet another move on Packvis. He doesn't make it stick, but they both brake way too late being aggressive and defensive, and it's cost them some tyre there. Brandsma hasn't given up though. Packvis on the outside, Brandsma on the inside. Let's see who is braver on the brakes. Brandsma is the one. He locks up ever so slightly. He's going to run wide, but Packvis can't capitalise on that. So once again, the positions are swapped. But further back, Van der Hoek and Ross Downing are swapping positions, and Arne Schuwleit is moved down to 6th place.
We didn't catch what happened to Schuwleit there, so we're going to have to assume there was some sort of mistake from him, but a nightmare of a race for Arne Schuwleit as far as his championship is concerned. Cyril Vermeulen is probably, I think he's the guy currently sitting in 3rd place in championship. He needs to make up points. He needs to be the guy leading this race and, you know, taking the full points at every opportunity, because Schuwleit at the moment is not doing well around here, and he needs to capitalise on that.
Well, I'm looking at the replay, Jimmy, and Schuwleit got it very late on the brakes and actually just tapped the back of Packvis, and it just unsettled the car, put him into a little bit of a slide, and it was enough to lose momentum to Alan Van Hoek and Ross Downing.
We'll see if we can get a replay of that. Here it is. Here is Arne Schuwleit coming out. He is behind. That's either Packvis. Yeah, just taps him. Has a sort of a half spin and lets the guys through. And there is our glorious replay tool working at full capacity, ladies and gentlemen. So.
Sorry, Jimmy, back at the front, Packvis is making a carbon copy move on Brandsma, so they've swapped positions again. Packvis picking up the 2nd spot. Arne Schuwleit's made it back up to 4th place while we were watching that replay. Outstanding stuff.
So Schuwleit has he's really turned it on now. I'm sure he's got the radio in one ear. You can probably hear us. We know he listens to the broadcaster. So he's probably thinking, you know what, guys, I'm going to do you wrong, and I'm going to get back up into the fight again. And it just shows the pace of Schuwleit. When he's on his own, he's fine. He seems to have issues in the battles, though.
Yeah, I'm just looking as to why that took place. Ross Downing and Alan Van Hoek, teammates nonetheless, tripped over each other. Arne Schuwleit was able to capitalise on that. So unfortunately, Ross Downing is now sat in 14th place, and it's cost him dear.
I'll see if we can get replay of the Ross Downing incident. Here it is. Here is the incident we were talking about just now. Ross Downing goes to the inside of Van der Hoek, hits him, and then Van der Hoek actually comes around, touches his rear, spins him round, and that's unfortunate for the Eagle guys. They were running very well before this.
Yeah, it's a real shame. And we're seeing, let's see now as we approach the halfway point of this race. We've got Cyril Vermeulen, a commanding lead with 2.5 seconds over Ivo Packvis, who is fighting tooth and nail with his adversary Peter Brandsma in this race. Arne Schuwleit is being harried in 4th place by Alan Van Hoek, who sits in 5th. But Tara Dalberg's now switched it all on, and he is right there. Hector Thompson, again, we haven't seen much from him, but he's quietly sat in 7th place. Lewis McGlade has made his way up to 8th. Pete Bingham 9th, and Horman rounds out your top 10.
That's Ryan Ball with Tara Dalberg. That is the back of Alan Van der Hoek's car, the Eagle Racing car. In front of him is Arne Schuwleit. And Tara Dalberg, despite lock-up, seems to be making his way back through the field now. You know, he started a bit further down, up into 6th place now, just taking those positions. He's looking very fighty out there. Let's see what he can do. We'll stay on board with him as he goes up the straight. We'll get an idea of what the slipstream is like here. Schuwleit's going to be the one who's in biggest danger. He's got no one to slipstream off. But Tara Dalberg should stand to win. But he's got onto the grass there, and that is going to cost him a couple of miles per hour, which he'll carry all the way down this straight.
Yeah, that's not ideal, but he is looking very, very fast. I'm looking at his lap times, and he is another one that seems to be able to put consistent laps on the board. So that's going to work out well for him. And Schuwleit is not one of those people. We see his lap times going up and down at this stage of the race. I'm looking at Cyril Vermeulen. He seems a little bit more erratic than I expect to see. And I don't think anybody's having it their own way, but there's a lot of action on track, and they're doing what they think is necessary.
It's so great to see these guys go at it race after race, and every time we come here at pit lanes, we're always treated to fantastic racing. It's starting to spread out a bit now at the front, although Packvis and Brandsma are only half a second apart at the moment. Just watching I think the closest battle on track is the one we're actually watching between Tara Dalberg and Van der Hoek here. They come down the one time. That's a big lock up there from Ivo Packvis, and that's not going to do his tyres any good. There is still over 11 minutes left of this race, so locking up like that over and over again is going to cost him dearly. In the background, the Hector Thompson's come up from 9th a little bit, but only in 7th place so far, so not a good outing for TT today.
No, not ideal, but there's still a lot to play for in this race, a lot of points to be taken away from championship contenders, and I think the gap's actually closing up slightly from Peter Brandsma to Tara Dalberg. And actually Dalberg, as I say there, he's got his nose up the inside of Alan Van Hoek coming out of Luffield there, so he's got great momentum and a great set of tyres under him at the moment. It's not over. Meanwhile, slightly further up, Arne Schuwleit is about to challenge Peter Brandsma for 3rd place. He's on the outside is the correct line, but he's not going to be able to make it stick around the outside there. He's going for the cutback. There's a little tap there, but Brandsma quite cleverly sat on the apex, and Schoenbleit can't capitalise, can't use that momentum down into the chicane.
Well, sitting on the apex at Cops is something I've never seen before, but Brandsma made it work. So back Schoenbleit up a little bit. Look how close though Schoenbleit is. He seemed to have found his pace. Maybe he was the one conserving his tyres. We haven't seen him actually have any lockups at all. He did have that moment though, coming into the stadium section where he had the half spin, but it seemed to have affected him too badly. And look at this slipstream now he's getting on Peter Brandsma. If he can make this work, he's going to put it around the outside, coming to left-handed. Can he make it work? No, he can't. Brandsma needs to take some line there. Schoenbleit tried to squeeze into the inside, a good move there, but had to give room because Brandsma was always going to go wide there. And now you see the differing lines come there. Schoenbleit turns in very late, but it's hampered him. He's got on the throttle too early. The car understeers and he loses a bit of time.
Well, for a second lap in succession, just behind that battle, Terra Dahlberg and Van Hoek are side by side coming out of Luffield, and they are still side by side coming across the line there. So Alan Van Hoek's got the better line into Kops, but Terra Dahlberg is very, very fighting. And Alan Van Hoek goes on the grass trying to give Dahlberg the room, and it's enough for Terro to take the place.
He just took it too tight there as he got onto the grass, and it just slowed him down. He needed to stick to the line. Terra would have given the room as well. I think that was intimidation there, but look at that lockup from Terra Dahlberg all the way down into the braking zone on that front there. You see the smoke pouring off it, and look in the mirrors. Hector Thompson's there as well. He's looking to try and take some points back from this race after a pretty lackluster performance so far. The slipstream is there again. He's going to have a look up the inside. Will Van der Hoek lose 2 places in one lap? You can see just in the mirror there, Thompson going up the inside, much better on the brakes. Look how much quicker he was through there. Sits on the apex, and thank you very much. I'm going places. I'll catch you later.
Textbook overtaking manoeuvre from Thompson, an excellent drive, some great skill is shown there, and you don't want to give this guy too many opportunities to take a place from you, but he hasn't had to do the fighting that these guys at the front have. So he's got a better set of tyres at this stage, and 6th place he sits with great lap times on the board. Again,
Schoenbleit and Brandsma side by side. Schoenbleit trying to make that outside work, but Brandsma thinks better of it. Just squeeze him to the outside. Schoenbleit going very wide there. We'll see if we getting on board camera here, because it seems to be a bit better for us. These cameras are a bit too far up for us. We're on board with Schoenbleit. We can't even see Peter Brandsma. He's on the right somewhere. Let's see if we can get on board with Peter. There he is. He's right on the inside. This is side by side stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up now, Schoenbleit going wide. He's going to have the 6th coming into the left-hander, and unless Brandsma defends that position incredibly well, I think he's going to lose his place.
Now let's see what he can do. Schoenbleit's going to be forced to the outside. It's a very long way around. Brandsma pulls over, and Schoenbleit's extremely late on the brakes. Very, very deep into the corner, carrying a lot of speed, but it just isn't enough. And Brandsma quite rightly takes his line there and keeps Schoenbleit behind him for another lap. He's understeering out of Luffield there, so his tyres are screaming for mercy as he applies the throttle, and Schoenbleit's going to get the slipstream once more. Can he do anything down into Kops? Brandsma feels the need to go defensive yet again. This is not over yet.
It's been fantastic racing so far, and Schoenbleit just seems to have so much speed, but Peter Brandsma's defending has been stellar. But they both go wide there. Schoenbleit doing the right thing there, letting off the throttle. He acknowledged he went wide and staying behind Peter Brandsma. It's been very easy to carry the speed and go through, but he got off the throttle there, and that's the sort of drive we want to see from Schoenbleit. Very mature decision.
Schoenbleit and Brandsma have both been locking up really heavily into that turn there, and it's going to cost them. We saw Brandsma understeering out of Luffield on the last lap, and I think everybody's tyres are really suffering at this stage. Schoenbleit's gone to the outside this time around. He's going to be better on the brakes once again, and he is now technically in front, but it's just not enough, and Brandsma keeps the place yet again, and Schoenbleit nearly taps the back of him there. This is extremely close.
It just seems that Schoenbleit has the get up and go to try that outside line, but he never has enough speed or grip to do it. He always understeers. Again, side by side, coming up the straight now. You see how much he's pushing Brandsma to the inside. He's trying to take as much room as possible for him. We're going to go back to the swingman view, showing where we can see just how close they are. Coming through Kops now. Schoenbleit, he turns in early. He taps the Brandsma, but they both get away with it. Schoenbleit's going to have to lift. He's going to have to lift, and Brandsma goes back past again.
This is amazing stuff. Somebody flashed their lights there. I didn't see who it was as they came out of Luffield and onto the start-finish straight. And this is just unbelievable fighting. But Peter Brandsma is driving with his head, and I love to see this. He's making Schoenbleit do all of the work. This is absolutely fantastic to watch.
I mean, you'd be forgiven for thinking there isn't another race going on here. It's just these two cars on track. I mean, the other Cyril Vermeulen at the front is pulling away, but at the moment this is what we're looking at. And again, Schindler having a look at the outside line. He's rubbering it in all on his own at the moment. He might make it work towards the end of the race. And look how pokey he is coming off those slow corners. Bransma just sitting on the apex, can't do anything about it. And now Bransma accelerates. You see that little bit of a gap he builds up there, but the slipstream is so great at this sort of level, this closeness that very late choice for Schindler to go to the outside there. Bransma still sticking to the inside line like he has been doing. Again, they're going to go side by side through Copse. Who's it going to be? Schindler goes to the outside. He's trying to make it work, but he gets the understeer. He can't carry the speed. There isn't enough room there to do that. He can't do it.
Well, while these two are fighting out, destroying their tyres, Tara Dahlberg and Hector Thompson are closing in on this little battle. Schoenweit locks up a little bit more there. They are so close. Was there contact there?
I saw contact twice there between Arne and Peter there, but Arne again leaving it and sort of backing out a little bit to go up the straight. There's a slow car on the right there. Who is that? Is that Pakvis? It looked slow for a second there.
I will try and find out for you, Jimmy, but Schoenweit's problem isn't Bransma anymore. It is Tara Dahlberg and Hector Thompson. There is nothing between these four.
Big
Sorry,
hit.
Schoenweit hit Bransma there as they went into the apex of Luffield. A little bit of frustration, a little bit of speed change between the two drivers, and this is now a four-way fight for third place.
We're on board now with Tara Dahlberg. We've got a perfect camera card. See the action between Schindler and Bransma coming into Copse again. Schindler looking at that outside line. Bransma braking very early though. Again, Schindler side by side. Will he have the pace to do this? He's very light. Tara Dahlberg now getting into the mix. He's going to be up to make a move on both the cars. He's looking to the extreme inside now. He's going to take both of them coming down to outside. Wheel in the grass. Will he make it stick? Coming down to the braking zone now. Big lock up from all the cars and contact between him and Schindler. Bransma loses out. Tara Dahlberg up to fourth. Oh no, and Bransma comes back again. Hector Thompson's in the mix as well. He's behind us both. Let's see if we can get Hector Thompson's onboard camera. Here he is. Look, I can't believe this racing, folks. It's ridiculous.
A fantastic three-wide stuff, but it is not over yet. He pulls out the slipstream of Bransma. He's going to go... Oh, sorry, there's contact between Dahlberg and Bransma, and Thompson's going to capitalise on that. So Dahlberg's done all the work, is going to lose out once again. Alan Van Hock's going to try and take another place away from him. There's contact between the two through Luffield, but Tara Dahlberg lives to fight another day, but he's now dropped back from that four-way fight for third place. What a shame.
The TT racing cars coming through the field like a hot knife through butter right now, and Schindler has been trying so hard to get through Bransma, finally gets it done with the assist of Tara Dahlberg there, who's lost out big time. He's now 8 tenths behind this battle, and look how much quicker Hector Thompson is through Copse than Peter Bransma. This is going to be another battle here between Peter Bransma and the TT car. Probably thinking, I've just done this, I don't want to do this again.
Yeah, there's no time for him to relax whatsoever. He's all sideways. He's really struggling on that set of tyres. He's been fighting all race long, and Hector Thompson should make light work of this, but Peter Bransma is not giving up yet. He's hugging the inside line there. He's going to do what he did to Schoenweit. He's going to force him around the outside. Let's see if he can make anything stick. Thompson's going to have the better tyres, as we've said, but Thompson brakes early. He's using his head now. He's going to go for the cutback. Tara Dahlberg's caught up quite nicely in the last couple of corners, so Thompson needs to get this done right now. Dahlberg is coming. And
look behind Dahlberg, Van der Hock as well. All this is definitely Peter Bransma is holding up all these cars here, ladies and gentlemen. The tyres are gone. He's hanging on by his fingernails, and Thompson there, he can smell blood in the water. He's coming for him. He wants that fourth place. Coming up to Copse now. Again, 2 minutes left of this race. It can go any way, and it probably will as we come through Copse now, going on board again with Hector Thompson, going on the nose cam. We're right on the front of the Clio now. That is the gap between us and the guy in front, and yet we'll go behind us. Look, that's Tara Dahlberg. He's back again. He's back from the depths of the off track, and there's Thompson, a big lock up now. Everyone using all their tyres.
Yeah, we're in the closing stages of this race, so it doesn't matter quite as much, although you don't want to put too much heat through them. It's not over yet, so Thompson is looking very feisty to pick up the fourth place from Peter Bransma, but like I said, he needs to get it done. Bransma is sat in the middle of the track, forcing Thompson to go to the outside, and Dahlberg is there. Dahlberg is going to take that place if he doesn't do it soon, but Thompson hasn't got enough momentum. Tero's looking up the inside into Luffield. Thompson's hanging on the apex. He closes the door nicely, And once again, as they come towards the start-finish line, there is a three-way battle for 4th place.
So we're coming on to the last lap, ladies and gentlemen. This will be the last lap of the race, and this is where you want to be in front of the guy that's important. Silverstone looking like he's going to win it, but that's not what we're watching at right now. We're watching the battle for 4th place between Brandsma, Hector Thompson, Terra Dolberg and Alan van der Hoek. A 4-way battle for 4th place. Terra Dolberg going very wide there through Cops. We see we've been getting on board now because this camera isn't quite good enough for us to see the close action. There we are on board now with Terra Dolberg, and look how close these guys are to the braking. Peter Brandsma looking at big time again sideways. Rear brake bias goes very wide. Thompson up the inside, takes the place away. Will he though? Because Brandsma will be on the inside coming up next to the corner. Thompson is through. So that's a place game, but Brandsma has been blocked in. He's going to be pushing Thompson down the straight, trying to avoid Terra Dolberg, I think, who's there again, looking for that extra pace. We'll go back to the trackside camera now. Dolberg goes up the inside. Will he make it stick though on Brandsma? No, he doesn't. He has to get out of it. Brandsma going around the outside, trying to at least around Hector Thompson. Not going to make that stick. Brandsma, your tyres are shot, mate. And again, Terra Dolberg looking around the outside. And Van der Hoek looks like he's going to take a place from Terra Dolberg right at the end of the race. Will he though? They're side by side coming around the last corner. It's going to be a sprinter line. We'll see if we can get an onboard camera or a swingman camera or something. I guess it's a accurate portrayal of what's going on. Van der Hoek isn't going to take it. Terra Dolberg comes home in 6th place with Silverstone winning it. Packfist 2nd, Schumweit 3rd, Thompson 4th, Brandsma 5th, Dolberg 6th, Van der Hoek 7th place, McGlade 8th, Pete Bingham 9th and Jon Horman 10th. And I need a drink. I need a whiskey or something because that was ridiculous racing.
That is unbelievable. This is what it's all about. This is what we dream of as sim racers, and that is the finest example of close racing you will see on the internet. Absolutely great stuff, and a well-deserved win for Cyril Verdmuller. We didn't see much of him, but that's the price you pay for having a textbook race. Absolutely great win from Cyril.